amazing friend who helped me out with figuring out how to fix it in any case. So that was quite a big relief. And now I should be back and it should be all working fine. So hopefully we will actually be seeing games today, and not just me but everyone. And again, as usual, if you want to earn coins, you have to watch through the portal, and you'll be able to get coins at the end of the stream then. So in a few minutes the tournament room should be up, which could be like any second now. And in about 5 minutes you'll actually be seeing me start the stream. There it is. And so far only one of the guys in R2K is there. Now we starting to get more people. And after Sunday, I think the top 4 of the ranking of the whole tournament thing seems to be pretty set. There will definitely still be changes. Everyone has points, so there still can go every way. But it will be interesting to see what happens and how it all goes. So now everyone is loading in. I think they all know that I'm using 5-minute delay. And that means that they can pick the tanks that they want, and nobody will be able to see them until the match is pretty much over already. So we start this today on Faust, and Faust, I said it before, I'll say it again, is such a funny map. It's completely chaotic. It's just amusing, I think. I think that's the best way to describe it. It's amusing because it's different, and you can't really go anywhere on Faust without being able to get shot at from the other side, and I quite like that. You have the different levels and everything. It's just a heck lot of fun, and that's just it. I think it makes it one of my favorite maps in the game, that is. In the meantime, I'm just watching YouTube to see when it starts, and OBS to see if everything is going alright. Again, if anything is wrong with the pictures or with the sound, please just let me know. And I'm kind of keeping my fingers crossed that everything will be going alright and will be going as planned, because I think you can imagine that after last Sunday I'm a little bit nervous about that. But we tested it out for like 4 consecutive tries after we fixed it, and everything seemed to go just fine, so fingers crossed it stays like that. In the meantime, we have the lineup from first that seems pretty set. We have a T57 Heavy, a Batchat, a 113, a 263, another T57 Heavy, another Batchat, and an AMX 50B. That's a lot of autoloaders, and though that can work to your advantage, because if you work together you can clip people together, it's also a bit of a risk, because if people miss shots or if they bounce, it means that they're useless for around 20 seconds usually. So that's a big risk, but like I said, it can work out really well. And on R2K's side, we have a Batchat, an IS-4, a 113, a Mouse, and Chieftain, and 2 268s. So that's a lot of firepower, whereas, well, same thing actually. Firepower on both sides, but completely different ways. R2K has some quite big guns there, and first has the autoloaders. So now we're just waiting to see until we can actually enter the battle, which will definitely help matters. I'm just gonna pull up my camera cheat sheet. And as you may have noticed, the chat isn't there, and that's because for some reason Restream is refusing to work with me tonight. So it has to be something every night, and if it's just a chat, to be honest, I'm not bothered and I don't mind. So I'm just waiting until in a few seconds I can actually start the stream on YouTube, and then you guys can view everything soon. And in the game nothing much is happening right now because everyone is waiting. And there we go. Come on, YouTube. So YouTube is starting, just waiting until I can click start streaming, because this is something that I wish I could just do from OBS on or put the delay on YouTube altogether. But in YouTube you can only put a 1 minute delay, which for things like this is really not enough. So that's it. YouTube is officially up, even with the 5 minute delay. And I'm hoping that everything will go smoothly today, because that would definitely help. So we have 28 seconds left before we actually start. Lineups seem to be definite because no one is changing anymore, and I can't wait to see these games. They're going to be fun for sure. Everything on Faust is fun, to be honest. In 10 seconds we'll get to go. This starting... I know why the starting time is this long, but I would so love it if it was a bit shorter. That would definitely make matters so much easier. Ah, the Honor is back with his other banner. First is actually very bannerless. There goes the nuke up into the sky. And now we just need to wait for everyone to load in before we can start the game. With the lineup, I've always tried to predict where people will go. Exactly. I've always tried to predict where people would go, but overall it doesn't really work because they always end up going to places where I didn't expect them to go. So we have R2K focusing on base C, and we have First focusing on base D, and that all makes perfect sense. But both teams are heading towards base B, and that is very tricky because Zerd is on his own there and he has 2 bad chats against him, and he's just getting deleted there, and so is one of the other bad chats. But oh my god, look at the shots going into Zerd. That is very tricky, and I'm gonna take a closer look at that because he's in a very precarious position now, and he's pulling back up, but the other bad chat is hiding as well, and he's going back towards A, and Zerd is now seems to be in a pretty safe position. And the mouse has gone in to basically troll probably, but he misses the bad chat, and right now First has 2 bases and R2K has to make a move, and it looks like that they're gonna push through base D. In the meantime, Zerd is turning around and going back, probably to be behind this team and support. Now R2K is capping base D. They're stealing it from First, which is always tricky, but this is one of the things I love. Look at this. They're up there, and the one Mo is down there. This is what makes Faust such a fun map. And now R2K has 2 bases. First has only 1 base. And they can't really do much because they can't get shots into the guys below unless they let themselves fall down. And that is a very tricky thing to do. At the same time, it will be very tricky for R2K to get a foothold here. And now actually someone fired HE at Shockish, which is a very tricky thing to do because it does render you useless for quite some time. And that's a big shot into the Chieftain, and the Chieftain might be in some trouble. But we have the bad chat holding back. We have the 113 tanky shots. There's lots of HP being lost everywhere. But they're not really making use of the one shot. Oh, there goes the AMX, and there goes T57 Heavy as well. R2K is definitely making a push here, and it seems like First is in a bit of trouble. The mouse is pulling back, and he kind of has to because he's now a one-shot for pretty much anyone, and the more you keep alive, the better it is. Now the rest of R2K is pushing in, and even though there's several one-shots, R2K is focus firing quite nicely, and they're keeping each other alive. And now Blue Steel is dead, the one Mo is dead, but it's already, well, now it's actually 4 versus 3. So it can still go either way, but the Honor still has a lot of HP left, and he shoots and he kills. And there goes that, and now only anti-skills left. And we're gonna see what happens at base D. Because now the bad chat is trying to move away, but he does get a kill. But at the same time, he's not gonna be able to survive against this force. And the first game is for R2K. That was a funny match. Can't really describe it anyway. This is more just a scene where you see the mouse capping and you see all the enemy tanks above it, and they can't really do anything there. And it makes sense to be up there because you get more fire, well, more shots into the enemy, but sometimes that can work against you. Now we see a change up at R2K. We now have the Honor in the Mouse, Zerd in the Chieftain. We have 2 113s, an E3, an IS-4 and a 268. So that's going to be interesting to see what they do with that, because that's a completely different lineup. Whereas on the other hand, we have a 215B, a possible Batchat, a 113, a 183, a 263, a Batchat again, and an IS-4. So that's going to be interesting to see as well. Oh, now Zerd changed this Chieftain for the Batchat. And now we just have 1 minute to wait until we get to see what goes. And this is gonna be... I love this map. The way that it works, the way that it's not predictable at all. It's funny. It's a funny map. And I always enjoy watching matches on this map. Because it's so chaotic, because you can literally go anywhere and everywhere, and it all depends on who you meet where and what happens. Well, of course it depends on what happens, you know what I mean. And so we seem pretty set with the lineup now. And we get our second match on Faust. In 3, 2, 1, go. And I'll go over the whole chart after the matches against first are over, either which way. I always love that. There goes the nuke again. And I'm very curious to see where they're gonna go now. I have a feeling that we're gonna see some C and B action again, because that would make sense. So we now see R2K focusing on base D, and Zerd again pushing through to base B, and that's a very tricky thing. But now there's only one Batchat to meet him, and I think he's going to be cheeky and just go straight in there. He does that, and if he hides behind the train track, he can get away with that. But D is proving difficult to cap, because Shock is losing quite some HP just trying to cap that. But R2K seems to get nearly 2 bases, if not for the fact that Zerd got shot there. And he has to move now. And he has to be careful chasing that guy, because the rest of First is behind there, even though he doesn't know that. The rest of R2K seems to be pushing towards base C, and they're gonna get into a firefight there. That's a big shot into anti-skill. And I'm curious to see what will happen now, if they're gonna cap the base, or if they're gonna focus the fire basically and start shooting people. With the 113 starting to get shots in, but shots are being exchanged, which means that, well, now, especially with the E3 pushing as well, there's quite some shots getting into the 215B, but Mroz is taking quite some damage. And they're definitely focusing on the 215B over there. So I'm just gonna head on over. In the meantime, they are capping the base again. We have the Honor in the Mouse that is capping the enemy base. And we have the 215B almost dead. And I think we just need to wait until he reloads. But this is very clever. You have the IS-4 that is shielding the 215B. And Mroz is almost dead, so he needs to definitely be careful there. And he needs to probably get out of here, because I have a feeling that he's going to be gone soon. Because First is definitely rushing him. And in the meantime, we have some big guns on R2K's side that are turning people into one-shot, but they're not taking them out of the equation. And that is very, very tricky, because, well, they need to focus fight, they need to make the kills. Now it's 6-6, but look at the HP, it's almost identical. And a lot of people are almost one-shot. There goes the 1 Mo. And with the E3, and it's going up pretty evenly. But at the same time, it's now all about the focus fire, basically. They need to help Blue Steel if he wants to survive. And the Star Chaser and the Object 263 and its Object 268 are just circling each other. And this is very tricky, because now we have a Batchat coming in, and he needs to be careful, because now the 268 is gone. It's 3 versus 3. Zerd has the most HP, but he is a Batchat, so the chances are that he's gonna get shot quite a bit. And now it's 3 versus 2. Zerd gets out of there to avoid getting shot by the 263. The Honor pushes in, which makes sense because he's a mouse and he can take it. And in the meantime, we have the Batchat running around, probably trying to get behind. But now Zerd has killed him off, and now the Batchat is all alone. And R2K has a massive point advantage. They have 2 bases, whereas First has only 1. And there's only 1 lonely Batchat running, and another Batchat following. And he kind of has to cap a base, but at the same time he can't really afford to let them know his position. So it's more of who spots who when, and whether or not he can survive. Because if you survive in a battle like this, that's quite a feat already. But now he has been spotted, and I have a feeling that we're gonna see the end of one of the Batchats. And especially with that ram, that's not gonna help. They're both reloading. And oh my god. This is very close. And I know that he would have reloaded faster and Zerd would have died if not for the fact that he got shot from behind. And R2K won the game. So now, unfortunately, we're switching maps. We're leaving my beloved Faust behind and we're switching on to Himmelsdorf. And Himmelsdorf is such a tricky map. And it's a tricky map mostly because of the fact that it's flat, it's city. You can't really peek-a-boom effectively. You can side-scrape very effectively on this map, but peek-a-booming is very hard because of the even ground. You can't peek over hills and anything. So that for me has always been the tricky part about this map. And one of the reasons that I don't really like it. But it's generally a heavy map. Because heavy tanks can rule and dominate this map. Having a medium in randoms, of course you can make it work, but it's not as effective as a heavy on this map. In my opinion, anyway. I'm just quickly browsing through the chat. I can't really follow most of it, but I trust you guys to behave. So in 1 minute we have the next game, and on R2K's side we now see 3 IS-4s, 3 113s and a 268, and the 113 has definitely made it into the team that way. And on the other hand we have a mouse, a T62A, a 268 and an IS-4, 2 IS-4s, another T62A and an E3. And I think that's a bit risky, so to speak, with the 2 mats. Because, yeah, okay, if they manage to flank effectively, then yes. But at the same time, it is tricky because when you send them towards base A, which is the mat base, you're basically either giving the enemy a juicy target if they end up going there as well, or you give your own team a hard time because everyone else will be on the other side. Can go either way. And as usual, I can't wait to see what they do. It's the tactics that we see in these games, to me, are very interesting because they're kind of the stuff that you can implement in encounter battles as well, even without a team, because they teach you kind of things you can go from this way to that way effectively. And that's one of the reasons why I love this, why I love being able to commentate on this and to watch this. And it's just, the team play is just absolutely gorgeous, and that's the kind of thing that I love watching. Every time Zerd says Powell please load, he actually loads in. That's quite funny. So I'm just gonna go up and away. We have the 1 Mo in the IS-4, we have the 268 going towards base A as well, and it seems that most of R2K is heading towards base A. And that's actually very tricky. And look at the T62As, they have not gone to base A as was expected of them. So now we have the first shot going into the 1 Mo, but I think that means that R2K gets a free cap there. And we have some shots going in, and Pavel is actually getting shot at in base C, which is a little bit tricky there, but they do get a free A cap, and First has the B cap, so as long as they can manage to cap base C, they now have the point advantage. And now the pressure is on First to make something happen, but at the same time it looks like First is going to focus on base D, and you're going to see if they can get that. And I'm curious to see if they will be able to. Now we have the 1 Mo pulling back because it's getting shot at from the IS-4s there. And even though they're shooting HE, they are doing damage to him, and he is losing HP quite fast. And now First has this B cap as well. And they could now easily push towards C. But now Pavel is turning around to deal with that, well, as the rest of the R2K force is focusing on the other side, but they are taking quite some damage, and now there's there's a more than 2k, no, not even. There's a 1.5k gap in HP between the teams, and that is very, very tricky. So we now have the T62As that are focusing on Pavel, and we have the Honor and Object 3 going around to deal with that. They are unspotted at the moment, so right now First does not know that this side of the map is left relatively, well, not unprotected, but a lot weaker than it was. We have Pavel pushing in, and we have the Honor pushing in with the 113, and Pavel is losing a lot of HP there. So he needs to be careful, especially when the T6A starts shooting him. But look at the damage done to anti-skill there. And he's just reloading, and even though the Honor is taking shots, this does not look good. If not for the fact that the Honor missed that shot, but oh, that shot by the 268 was absolutely lovely. And now Pavel is dead, but anti-skill is nearly dead. And there's some great shots going on, HP-wise. And Object 3 has to pull back now, but First is steadily losing HP over there. And we have now the Honor capping base D, which is clever because that puts the pressure back on First, but at the same time they are missing a gun, and with the guns on this side, it's very tricky for R2K to manage the domination on this side, and now Shockish is also gone. And now Zerd has to be careful because he's gonna be focused on by the E3 and the 268 and the mouse probably. So they need to be careful. Anti-skill finally died, and now they have to get back. The one Mo died, so it's now 6 versus 4. And they could technically do this, but it will be incredibly difficult for them. But they do have the base advantage, and if they can hold that, and if they can survive, they could potentially do this. So we have Zerd losing a lot of HP there, and he has to be very careful because he's almost dead now. We have Blue Steel losing HP steadily. And there goes Blue Steel. And we have Zerd now in a lot of trouble, also dead. And now it's 2 versus 4. And the Honor's gonna get rushed, but maybe he can pull off killing the E3 quite fast. And if they can survive long enough, they might be able to do this. But that was a very bad bounce that they couldn't really afford. And ooh, that shot into the Honor. And there goes the Honor. And this is actually First's game. And I think that staying on the other side that long for R2K was very tricky. And it cost them the battle, because even though they got the base and they put the pressure on, they didn't have enough firepower on the other side of the map because of it. And that cost them too much. So that was a very tricky game. And well played by First, definitely. Especially the focus fire near the end. So now we're probably gonna see a different approach again by R2K, because they change tactics just about every battle. At least the lineup changes, what they do changes, so I'm assuming that's tactics. And we now see 3 IS-4s, a 113, a mouse, a 268, and possibly another 113, but we're not certain yet. And on the other side we see a mouse, a 113, 2 T57 heavies, 2 IS-4s and a T62A. And those T57 heavies are gonna be deadly, I feel, on this occasion. Especially against this team. Unless they manage to bounce or miss shots. But again, this is high level gaming, so everyone at this stage should know when to use Primo and when to spam Primo, to be honest. And when to just not miss. So that will be, should be cool to see the autoloaders in action. And with autoloaders, yeah, I know the Batchet is an autoloader too, but that's different because it's such a light tank and it's so fast. So now they changed a little bit, but the lineup is the same, just the drivers are different. And we're just gonna see what happens. We now have 4 IS-4s on R2K's side, a 113, a mouse, and a 268. So that's definitely gonna be fun to watch. So here we go, 4th match tonight. I actually find it funny that they drive such different camouflages. There's some teams that drive the exact camouflage and it looks so organized basically, and then you get this and it's just all over. But at the same time, if I had a legendary camouflage, I'd probably use it too. So let's go, as the English crew voice says. And now R2K is focusing on base A side again, and we are gonna go over there to see what happens. We have first shots being fired, but no HP being taken. And we have the one Mo pushing into base A quite aggressively. We have the Zerd in the IS-4 that's gonna take base B, and look at them already in the middle like that. They're definitely gonna make an aggressive push somewhere, even though we don't know exactly where it is. The one Mo is getting a free cap, and that's a good thing. Whereas Zerd is gonna get into trouble at base B, and he is getting rushed. And he's only just not managing it. But look at the damage being done already to the IS-4 there. And R2K is pulling back to deal with the guys that are crossing. And those are some big damage shots going in. But R2K is losing quite a bit of HP getting there. And now we have the honor trolling in the mouse. But look at the shots going on and the HP being lost by R2K. And they are still trying to cap. But this is very tricky, and First has already lost one tank. And that is a very aggressive push, but it might just work out. If not for the fact that the IS-4 over there is low now. And now we have Pavel that is being bumped by a mouse, which is not going to go well. We have the one Mo that is going to be focused by two T-57 heavies. And the 113 over there, he's not going to live for long. Unless he manages to pull back, but he doesn't. And now it's 5 versus 5 with a slight HP advantage to R2K. And we see the end of the T-62A there, and now it's 5 versus 4. But Zerd is in a lot of health, has very little health left. And First is making quite a nice aggressive push, and I think they want to get behind Zerd and finish him off, because that would totally make sense. Now with T-57 Heavy that's getting focused now, that's gonna die very soon. And the other T-57 Heavy is not gonna be able to live much longer. Zerd is still magically alive somehow. Shockish managed to bounce that one, so that's not good. And I have a feeling that this can be anyone's game. Well, at least Zerd just died. And now it's just 3 versus 1, and I have a feeling that First is gonna lose this one based on the fact that there's a lot more HP on R2K's side. And even though it's a mouse, it will be very tricky for the mouse to survive this. And I think it matters only who reloads faster as to who gets to kill him. And the mouse kills the mouse, and that's the end of the game. And it's R2K's point. So that was a funny match. Again, very nice aggressive push by First through the middle there. It's very tricky, and in the end it cost them too much. But the way that they did that, they caused a sort of, I wouldn't say panic because I don't think they do that, but a sort of panic reaction from R2K to pull back towards base B, and they had to, but they lost quite a lot of HP doing that. And I think that if the rest of First had pushed in along with them, then R2K would definitely be in trouble, because now there was quite a bit of time where basically the flank wasn't attacked because First there held back. But that was definitely fun to watch. So now we're gonna go to the Twisted season. See what we can see there. No, that's not the one I want. Tournaments. Current. And then we're gonna go look at the chart. So this is standing as it already was, as we ended it on Sunday, with 5 points for Legion 1, Legion 2 and Raid, and 4 points for R2K, 2 for Easy, 2 for Loka, and 2 for First, and 1 for Res. And I'm just gonna see if we can see how the matches are going now between those. It's 2-2 versus Legion, so that's interesting. I'm gonna see who wins there. Then we have the matches of Raid, where we have 3-0 for Raid against Loka, so that's Raid and another point. Well, R2K won. And then we have Easy versus Rest, 3-1 for Easy. So Easy has another point, Raid has another point. And R2K is another point. And Legion we don't know yet. So that will be fun to see. Who wins from the Legions. Because they're both quite strong teams. And those will definitely be interesting games to watch as well. So we now have 20 minutes to spare. I'm not sure I'm gonna take you into the game because I know that I absolutely noob. But I am gonna go open my final fear container and get poopsters. Because that's what we all want in the game. More poopsters. So meanwhile you can admire my pretty little haven on the press account. I just absolutely adore that tank, it's so much fun. I wouldn't say OP because it's not, but it's fun. So let's see if we know yet. Points are always a little bit slow. So we won't be able to see that just yet. Ooh, now this is interesting. Legion 2 beat Legion 1. Those are definitely the matches I'm gonna watch back later on Rolling Swarm's stream. Very curious what happened there. So that means that we know the current standing for the matches that have been here tonight, and we have 20 minutes, well 15 minutes before the next match. Well, the next training room is actually up. So let's see, I could potentially drive a match, but you're all gonna be amazed at how noob I am on PC. I tried yesterday to drive something faster than the mouse and it did not go well. So let's see what I can do. I'm gonna take the mouse out for one spin and you can all laugh at how noob I am on PC. Because I really, honestly, I am, and I fully know it. So now we're just waiting to load into a game and you can watch me noob about. And I swear, I'm much better on touch, but on PC, I've never been a PC gamer. The most I did on PC were games with the mouse, or things like Pac-Man, that kind of stuff. The really old school games where you didn't have Windows yet and you worked in DOS. And it's just, those games were so much fun. But ever since consoles, I've had consoles, I either play console or I play touch. And for me, I struggle with remembering all the buttons. On a console controller, it's absolutely no problem. But when I actually have to, like, drive with the arrows, well, sort of the arrows, then use buttons to say things and switch ammo and all of that, I have to change my fingers too much, and that's, I think, what cost me. So let's just see how this goes. And again, please don't hate me for noobing. I want to say affirmative, but I don't know how. Aww, that is sweet. What's not to love about a mouse? It's very big and very huggable. Why is that T54 pushing me? That's not healthy. Yes. Shoot the mouse. Because it's not like it's the heavily armored target and hard to hit. At all. Yes, bounce on me some more. I don't mind. Not for the fact that I was pretty much useless here. Come on, I want to shoot you. Yeah. god, this is so hard. I know auto aim and all of that, but it doesn't work like it should for me, in my opinion. Oh my god, why are they killing my team? I need my team alive! That's one. Yeah, this is not gonna go well. I'm not even gonna bother fixing because there's not much use to that. At least I can do some more damage. And that's the end of me. Especially the aiming, it just doesn't move smoothly for me when I try to play PC. I don't... Ooh, they actually made a kill. Let's see how this goes. He's not gonna live for long. This was the guy that was pushing me. And the bad shot is now a one-shot for anyone and everyone. And he only just manages to not die from being crash-landed into. And there goes T-54, and that is the end of this match. So let's see how long we've left to go, if I can noob out another battle. We still have about 10 minutes before the room is up, so unfortunately for you guys, I do have time for another battle. So now you have to struggle and bear with me while I try to noob out again. And the only reason that I only play the mouse is because it's so slow that it actually keeps up with my trying to figure out what buttons to push and where to go and how to drive and everything. And nobody expects me to be fast in this tank. We have a fiendish tank commander in the team. I'm very impressed with the names people can come up with, to be honest. No, don't go to C. Go to A. I'm gonna go A. And I don't know how to say that, but I am. I think the thing that always takes me the longest to figure out when I'm playing on PC is the fact that with the joystick you can just push it like to the back and left, and it will go to the back and left. And with the keyboard buttons, you actually have to do the opposite of what you usually would, live with the left and right. And that's something that I keep messing up very much. IS-7, what are you doing? Thank you. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna be able to, like, cap here with a mouse, because it's so big. I am, actually. That's one shot in, that is. Let's activate some adrenaline and go after. Where did the IS-7 go? Are you kidding me? No, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Yeah. At least he's almost dead. That works. Yes, I'm a mouse. Feel free to bounce on me. I don't mind that at all. There we go. But we're still missing one Vestar though. Where is he? I have a feeling I'm not going to be happy when we actually find him. Oh, there he is. No, I can't shoot you from here. I'm just gonna leisurely cap the base because he can breathe on me and I would die. So I'd much rather prefer capping the base in this case. Ooh, nice fire. Doo, 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 doo. Are you gonna die? No, you're not gonna die. That's mean. There we go. And there we go. And that's the end of the match, and somehow I survived and I did damage and everything. Mwah! Not too bad. Even though I knew, not too bad. 3k damage, not unhappy. You were very special, but I'm gonna give you a team player anyway because you did help me a lot. So now we have 5 minutes to go. I'm not gonna risk entering another battle because if I'm the last one alive in this near draw, that would not be fair to anyone. So I'm just gonna wait and we're gonna enjoy watching my mouse because it does look pretty with this camo. And also the whole sniper mode thing on PC is just so different and so weird. I know, okay, I'm just gonna repeat this because now we have time to anyway. I get the question in the chat, how do you know what's going on around you when staying in sniper mode all the time? This is what the minimap is for. My map awareness is, at the risk of sounding egocentric, I don't mean it as such, sublime. That's because I'm so used to watching the minimap every split second that I use that to navigate my way through where the enemy is and everything. And where the enemy was last seen. And for me, that really works. And it's something that I've been doing since the beginning of this game. And it wasn't until like a year and a half later that I realized that not everyone drives the same way that I do. And not everyone stays in sniper mode the length that of time that I do. So yeah, that's just, for me, this works. And you learn the maps differently. So well, not differently, the same maps, but you know, you learn it differently. I learn it by instinct. I don't drive into things when I'm in sniper mode. The only things that I drive into are the corpses of other tanks because they're not showing up on the map and they're not in the map itself. So that's something that I do struggle with. But for me, it really works, and especially in the beginning of a battle, if you enter sniper mode early and you meet an enemy, you will already be aiming and you will have shot before the enemy is even entering sniper mode to try and aim at you and shoot you. So the chances that you get a first free shot of damage without any cost to yourself is very high that way. And yeah, I do know the whole button thing with the auto aim. For me, I'm used to the way that it works on touch, which for me makes a lot more sense. So the auto aim thing is not something I'm very comfortable using. So yeah, that's basically it. I'm not sure if you want to see anything else in the garage. We have 2 minutes left to go about before the room is up. And then we still have 5 minutes to wait before we actually start the battle. But yeah, I'm not gonna miss a single second of that because, well, I don't want to risk it. At the same time, I really hope that the stream is going well, that all the that it's not crashing, that it's not lagging, that the sound is right, and all of that. And for anyone wondering, this is a press account, this is not my real account. This is the account that Wargaming gave me to review tanks that has pretty much all the tanks in the game. And that is also why it has the insane amount of gold credits and free XP. So yeah, now we're just waiting for the room to pop up. And we're watching the pretty mouse with some dust specks in the garage. with the guy that is always moving stuff, but never seems to get his work done. And the boxes on one side never seem to get higher stacked than on the other side, even though the boxes keep disappearing and the boxes keep being loaded. I promise I will be streaming on Touch, I believe, somewhere this week. And you will see me sniper mode effectively, because this on PC is not effective at all. But yeah. You don't need to see a target to enter sniper mode. You can sniper mode at any time that you want. That's very effective when it comes to taking blind shots into bushes and known camping spots and everything. In Touch it is slightly different. In this case I'm just gonna show you real quickly. In the settings, if you have the control, sniper mode, normally this is on. I switched it off, and then on PC you can zoom in more. And you can zoom in more. And I just use the mouse wheel to enter it and scroll. So for me that does help a lot, because you can zoom in so much further on PC than on Touch. You're gonna see this in 5 minutes, and I hope it's helpful then. So room should be up very soon. It's now 41, and the matches are supposed to start at 45, so the room should be there. So I'm just waiting for it to pop up. Dun, 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 dun. Have you ever noticed, by the way, that a lot of camos don't look good on the mouse? And that's to do with all the grey area that's a part of the tank itself. There's a lot of camos that it doesn't work with, and that makes them look ugly. But this is one of the ones, probably because of the grey whole color scheme that it has, that in my opinion works. Still 15 minutes, really? Are you kidding me? Since when did that change? I'm just gonna quickly look. Well, okay then, they changed that. Why? Oh, I think I know. Probably because of the new tour. Because now we have actually finished the first round robin and we're starting the second round robin. That is just ridiculous. But look at this stance though. So let's see what we're gonna do then, because we still have 17 minutes, which means we still have 12 minutes before it actually starts. I would say we could start. Look, I'm gonna take you out in the haven, because I love it so much and it's so cute. And even though I will probably noob out even way more than you've seen me do in the mouse, because this is a fast tank. But it's just so cute and I like it. So in that case I'm gonna see if I can do some quick games and see how that goes. You do know that the definition of a gold digger is that you're a young woman, you marry an old guy and you wait for him to die so you inherit everything? That's not exactly what I'm doing here for some reason. Maybe I'm doing it all wrong, I should do that. Look at this thing being so cute though. Honestly, I love it. It's so cute. And I have a feeling I'm gonna die very, very miserably. Because I'm driving a fast tank now. And that is even harder. And I need to learn how to use the auto aim properly. And I'm so no good at that. So let's see. No one is there. Kind of afraid to go anywhere, to be honest. Well, the VK is going first, so that helps. Oh, hello. Yeah. That one didn't go through. That's useless. There's even more use. No, you're not gonna shoot me. Go shoot someone else. Yes, that's so helpful. Do that again. Oh, that's nice. That's helpful. And I bounced the shot. I have a feeling I'm gonna get punished for doing this.
Our track is hit. It can break any minute. Nice shot.
How? That hurts.
Another one like that should finish them. Penetration.
No! Why you kill my cute little Haven? Why is my team not doing anything? I have a feeling we're not gonna win this, just a little hunch with the way this is going and the way they're gonna be in each other's way and probably blocking each other's shots and totally focused on one guy and forgetting everyone behind them. Look at this. This is just, yeah. You have an IS that is fully loaded and that is just waiting to get shot at. How did that Sue miss? And then he misses, because that is what you do in an IS, obviously. This is not looking good for the IS. Poor guy. Bullies, all of them. I am not gonna sing on an official stream, guys, sorry. So yeah, that's my battle in the Haven. Like I said, I had a feeling that I was gonna get absolutely wrecked. And I was right. Let's do that again. I don't have the VK75 on this account, and if I did, I would not be able to drive it, because I'm not allowed to drive any tanks that aren't in the game as normal, so to speak. So this will be tricky because they have a Black Prince, and right now the Black Prince is completely overpowered. So oh, just look at this. Look at the cutie. Look at the saber-tooth tiger on it. I like fantasy tanks, in case you hadn't noticed yet. And for me, these kind of little tanks make the game fun, because this tank is fun to drive. It's not OP, but it's fun. And it just looks adorable. Come on, please come here. Please come here. Why is the light tank camping? Ow. Wait, where did my team go? I think I need to fix my commander. Yeah, this is not looking good. Especially when I missed that very vital shot. Nah! Don't do that! Thank you. They were going here with me. What happened? I'm the only one that died. Where did my teammates go? Oh my god. Yeah, let's not watch this. Let's take another cute tank. I wonder how much noob I can be in this one. I actually have in my touch, I have a keyboard shortcut that when I say Nabat, it gives me na 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 Batman. Because that just fits this tank so well. This is Batman. And again, this tank is adorable. But in this case, it is slightly, if not a lot, overpowered. It can die very easily, but it's also overpowered and very, very strong. And very much fun. Oh god, look at this. Why is no one coming with me? Are you kidding me? These... I just hope the whole enemy team is there. Oh, hello. Oh, hello.
Looks like that one went right through.
Ow. Oh shit, that's not good. I found the repair button. I bounced the shot. I'm a Dracula. How did I do that? How is the LTTB still alive, honestly? Oh, no! Why? What? How? Yeah, I'm gonna die now. This is all my fault because I don't know how to drive. But why? Why did my team go all there? What are they doing actually? Nobody knows. Sue, what are you doing? Are you actually gonna try and shoot? No, you can't shoot people through the... Take a shot. Don't bounce. Don't bounce. Just shoot. Just shoot. You can do this. Come on. Shoot. You can have the fire button. You can use it. You don't have to wait. Oh, wow. He actually shot. But right now, this is looking very dire for us. And Tiger 1 is angled perfectly to get absolutely massacred. And this Sue is being so special. And he has no clue. No clue whatsoever. And he didn't even get to shoot again. Poor guy. So I think that's about pushing my luck. This goes to show that in fast tanks I'm even more terrible than in the mouse. And in 2 minutes the room will be up. So luckily for you, the torture of me playing PC is over. And we can focus on actual proper gameplay again. I am gonna pick my Haven, even though we'll be only seeing it dead in the battles. But right now it's one of my favorite tanks. Actually wondering, if you are a spectator, does it save the replay? Let me check that. It does not. So very soon the room will be up. And then you can see some quality gameplay again. Oh, I love, like I've said this before, I love the tournament matches, I love the tactics, I love how competitive it is. I love seeing the teamwork, and especially at this level, it's just a lot of fun. For me at least. For them it's a lot of stress generally, but for me it's a lot of fun. I love the comments about the sniper moding. Honestly, I don't expect you to understand it. For me it works, just not on PC, but regardless of what, whether I would be in sniper mode or not, PC generally doesn't work for me. So yeah. There we go, there's the room. And R2K is already fully there, and Rest is missing some people, but they will be there soon. So we are starting on Castilla, which is always a tricky map. And right now we see 2 bad chats, 2 IS4, a Foch, and 268 and a 113 on this side. And the enemy team currently has 3 bad chats and the E5, but they're still missing 3 players, and I have a feeling that we might just see a different tactic soon. So now we're just waiting for everyone to load in, and we're waiting for everyone to pick tanks. And that's, again, it's the waiting game. There's so long between the room being up and the match is actually starting. We're actually seeing a different tactic emerging on R2K side, with the bad chat being gone. Well, one of them. And a 1A3 being picked. Which can be quite tricky, but it might work quite nicely as well. On the other side, we are still missing a player, but we see a 1A3, a bad chat, and I7 being picked so far. So we're gonna see if that stays or if that will change, and we're gonna see what the others pick. I like how R2K is actually taking the time to chat in the stream. Even though there's a 5-minute delay, and even though they should be focusing on getting ready for the battle and everything. But it's fun. It's good to see them regrouped and back to their own selves again. So 2.5 minutes left to go. We're still missing someone on Rez's side. And that's not really boding all that well, to be honest. So I'm hoping that, there we go, there's a 7th member. That definitely helps, even though we still have 2 minutes. It's just, for me, I would totally be stressing out if I didn't have 7 players yet. So now for Res, we have the 183, a 113, a bad chat, an STB, an IS7, E5, and another 113. So we're gonna see what happens in about 1.5 minutes, see where everybody goes, what they're all gonna do. Both teams have a bad chat, but both teams aren't really built for speed, so I'm very curious to see which side of the map they will dominate. Because that's the thing in Castilla, you can go both ways, and it can go very well or very wrong depending on who you meet, where you go. So let's see, in 1 minute. And the waiting is long. And quite boring. We all know what we're gonna do. We're gonna see them duking out, but 5 minutes is a bit long. At the same time, one guy only joined with 2 minutes to spare, so maybe they do need it. And I still yet to try to plug in my iPad and actually have touch games in between the games. But at the same time, because there's only a few games, for me it doesn't really seem worth the effort, because it's a lot of pressure on my PC system to do all of that. And when it's just for a few games, I don't want to risk everything crashing. Especially after last Sunday. I want to make sure that everything works. But yeah, I'm glad for you guys that you don't have to watch me play PC tonight anymore. And you're gonna see some proper quality gameplay now. Oh my god, Zerd. Zerd just sent a message when they loaded into the game. Just wow. Ah, this is nice from Rez. Oh, I like the honor with his Rez banner. There is baffle. To be honest, this kind of chat cracks me up, and I like that they have this kind of fun in the beginning of the game, because it goes to show that no matter how competitive this gameplay is, they are having fun with it as well. Now, at the moment, we see half of R2K going towards base C. We see half of Res going towards base C and overlooking C. And we have the Batchat and the STB going to A, together with the E5 behind them. And we have Winch in the Batchat that is also there. But we have Shockers in the IS-4, we have Zerd in the 1A3. And Winch is doing a cheeky cap there. Not sure if they're going to let him get away with that. But he is getting some support, and now he has been spotted, and he's not gonna be able to cap. But he is taking a nice shot in the STB, and the STB actually bounced a shot there. That was quite impressive. But the STB can be quite OP. And now we have Shockers that is there, and we have the Batchat, and they are suddenly capping, and they are suddenly getting shots in. Now the STB is in a very precarious position. He fell down, and he can't really do anything about that. And he can't really pull back, because then he's got shot at. And now they're both moving up, which means that technically the STB could go and grab A. Poor guy. And we see some massive shots going into the 1A3 there now that he's been spotted, but also a nice big shot into Winch there on the Citadel. We have the STB that is still there, but he's now pulling back, and he is heading back towards his team, towards base B. Which makes sense. We still have Winch in the middle. And we know that... Well, we know where everyone is, but they don't. We have Zerd that is still camping and was not really getting any shots in. We have the 113 that is near base B. And he's going up the ditch, but he's not really getting any shots in. And this is a very tricky position for him to be in, because he's basically nailed himself to that point. At the same time, we have the IS-4 that is dealing with the E5 together with Winch. And they are suddenly pushing up, but they can't really do much. We have the Batchat that is camping on top of a nice corner, a nice hill, which can work out really well, but only... Oh! That shot into Zerd, wow, that was absolutely wrecked. But overall, only R2K is the base, so R2K has the pleasure and the luxury of taking it slow and just being defensive. They don't need to take any risks. Res, however, needs to take risks because they don't have a base, and the longer they wait, the more points that R2K gets. So now we see R2K pulling back a little bit. And we have pretty much no fire going on. We have some nice positions. It's basically a sort of stalemate, if not for the fact that R2K has the base and is building up a massive advantage. They are joking around in the chat though, and I really like that. And it's just good sportsmanship on both sides, in my opinion. Now they're just holding, and it seems that Res is regrouping. Not quite sure what they're gonna do, but they are regrouping, and it seems that they're gonna rush either C or push for B. And we have Zert that is at the back there, but he's not getting any targets. And I think we have shots being fired at the IS-7 in base B, near base B, because he's not actually capping. Now he is. But now he's in a very tricky position. And we have Blue in the Foch. That can... Ooh, that was some big shots being fired and lots of HP being lost by Boulangerie Infernal, or however you pronounce it. I'm gonna call him Bull. And he's in a very tricky position because he can't really cap, he can't really do anything there. He's stuck, much like Olive, because Olive can't do much either. Now we have the 268 that is pushing up there. We have the E5 that is pushing from the back. We have the 183 that is pushing forwards. And we have Zert at the back that's still unspotted. And we have basically... Res is in a lot of trouble right now. They don't have the base. And R2K is massive point advantage. And they have quite a big HP advantage with the push that they try to do on B. And they can't really do all that much. And we know that they know... Ooh, that was another shot into Vodka. And Blue still is in a very nice position over there. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit on him. So that you can see what he sees. Because he's... There goes the STB. And there's massive shots going on now that Res is actually pushing... But they're pushing at 3 with 2 tanks. And that is very tricky. And the 1A3 is behind there. Ooh, and Vodka nearly got deleted there. I'm just gonna... There goes Vodka. The 1A3 fired. There's some shots going into R2K. But Res is losing HP very, very fast. And the Batchat makes for an easy target. And Object 3 is getting shot at quite badly. But he is still there, and they take massive risks trying to damage R2K, and now the 113 is gone. And now Winch and Fake Shockish are getting some nice crossfire into the E5 and the Batchat. And now they're just... R2K is pushing, they're gonna round things up now. There's only 3 tanks left, and with 1000 points, R2K has this match. And that's the end of the first match. That was nice gameplay. Very patiently played by R2K. And I think that patience is what paid off for them, because Res started pushing too late. And when they pushed with half the team. Which didn't end well. So now we're seeing some different tanks. We see 2 mice. We see an IS-4, an IS-7, a 113 and a 268 on R2K's side. And on the other side, we see the 1A3, 2 Batchats, a 113, an STB, an IS-7, and E5. So that's pretty similar to the lineup that they had. Now they have a 268, so they're gonna take a little bit more firepower with them. But that's, like I said, this is a tricky map. And I think that them getting that base and the STB falling down cost Res so much in the beginning. Especially since the STB took quite a bit of damage and he wasn't supposed to be there. Not at that level, he was supposed to stay up at the Citadel. And then it could have gone quite differently maybe. So now in 30 seconds we'll see the second match on Castilla. And I'm curious to see what we're gonna see happen now. I always find it amazing to see mice in Clan Wars team-ups on maps like this. Because it takes so long to get anywhere. But when they are somewhere, they can hold a place quite nicely. So here we go. And again, completely different camouflages. But I do love the pink camouflage. Oh my god.
Time to roll out.
So we're gonna go up and away, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen. We have Res on the other side that is pushing towards base A. Completely, they're not focusing on C at all. Whereas R2K is pushing C, and they're pushing it quite aggressively. Which I think they're gonna get away with, and that means that they're both gonna have a cap at about the same time. And I think that the fact that R2K is pushing through is now known. And that's very tricky because now they're giving the enemy the point advantage. And now Shockish is capping the base. And Res has a slight point advantage now. And now Blue Steel has been spotted. First shots have been fired, no HP damage has been done. And now both teams have a base. And it looks like that the Bad Chats will have the Citadel. And we have the Mice near base B together with Zerd. And I think that we're gonna see a nice cheeky mouse cap over here. With the Mice. Whereas the 113... ooh, that was a nice shot by the Bad Chat into the mouse. But these are Mice, they're big armored bullies. And they like being bullies, so they like capping together. And now R2K has the point advantage and the base advantage. And it cost them relatively little HP, but oh my god, look at the shots going into Zerd. That was very tricky. And now the 1 Mo is pulling back between the buildings, which is good, but he's losing a lot of HP doing so. And that was very tricky of them, but at the same time, Olive has lost a lot of HP as well. And HP-wise, R2K still has the advantage, but that's mostly because of the Mice. And now Winch is turning around. I think he's gonna take a side-scraping position. He is. And he's looking at the Bad Chat. Bad Chat missed. And either the Bad Chat bounced the mouse shot or missed. But R2K has the base advantage now, and that will be very tricky for Res to break through, especially because they can't push through the city because R2K has too much firepower behind them. And shots are being fired, and there goes Olive. And that's the first gun of Res out of the equation. And that makes it very tricky. But by now, the Bad Chats here are being sneaky. They are pushing over, and they are not spotted. But they are steadily going around back. And probably gonna spot all the guys that R2K has as support. But they apparently sense it, so now the STB is there. And he is spotting the Bad Chats, and now their plan of flanking is being stalled, basically. But Winch did take a big shot there, and some HP is being exchanged. But those are shots you don't want to have in the mouse, because you want to have the troll XP as long as possible. So we have Shockish going to deal with the Mice, together with Object 3. And when you see this combination coming at you as a Bad Chat, you are not happy. And now we're gonna see some nice damage shots, I believe. But oh my god, Shockish is in some trouble. Especially with the way this is going. And Shockish is almost dead. But look at the damage being done. And he's taking the time to aim Object 3. And he's not taking the damage that he should. And now Object 3 is in trouble. And he needs to reload fast. He needs to kill at least one of them without getting flanked completely. In the meantime, Zerd is in a lot of trouble as well. But we did see that now 3 guys from Res are dead. And there's one Bad Chat left. And it's already ended because R2K had the point advantage and the base advantage. And that's how quickly it went. And I was so focused on watching what happened with the STB and the Object 268 together with the Bad Chats, that I didn't even notice the points going up that quickly. And that's, for me, makes the games more fun. Because you're not actually watching the points, you're watching the gameplay. So right now we're switching to the map Fort Despair, which is also a very tricky flat map, but has some nice peekaboom spots. And on RTK's side we'd see 2 113s, 2 E3s, well 3 113s actually, an IS-4 and a mouse. And on the other side we see 3 mice, 2 113s, a T62A and an IS-7. And one of the mouse actually seems to be switched. No, he's still going to be a mouse. And this map is, for me, well, in a way, every map is tricky. This map is quite small, and that can work in your advantage, and that can work against you. For the very heavily armored tanks, that can definitely work in your advantage, because even though you're slow in getting anywhere, you will get somewhere on this map. So we're gonna see what happens. And I hope Winch does not forget to actually ready up, because that generally would help. Oh, we're gonna go for a 1-1-3. And the honor is changing. He has 14 seconds into a mouse. Okay, so we have the same lineup, but different people. So we're gonna see what happens now. And if Rez loses this, then it's the end of this line of matches for tonight. And again, lots of different camouflages. Make a poke? Okay. Okay, I've been invited to go Minecraft, so apparently we're doing that. In the meantime, we see R2K heading towards base B and base A. And we see Rez focusing on base A and B as well. So this is going to be tricky, because they're going to be meeting each other soon. But the difference is that there's two 113s meeting one T62A. And there's some fire going on there. First HP damage has been done, and ow, look at the shots going into the 113. That is not working. Oh, he got deleted, poor guy. And now we have the other 113 that is in a lot of trouble. And the rest of Rez is now following, but R2K is having a blast shooting people here. And that 113 is in a lot of trouble, so I'm just gonna follow him and see what happens, and showing you the most of the battle. With the T62A that is getting shot at quite badly by the two 113s. We have Object 3 nearly dead. But by now Rez has already lost two guns, and R2K is just pushing on. And they're focus firing so nicely. Look at this, the IS-7 is almost gone, and the E3 is even turning around, not minding the fact that he's gonna get shot, because Object 3 is taking care of the damage. And now we have the 3 mice left only, and one of them is almost dead. And Blue Steel actually dies, but look at his damage going on. And this is just massacre, basically. Look at the focus fire. Look at the way that they're actually not taking out all the one-shots, but are steadily just destroying everything and bouncing a little bit on mice. And now there's only one guy left, and there he goes. And that's the end of the match in less than 2 minutes. Wow. I'd hoped we'd see more of Rez in tonight's matches. And I mean that I'd like to have a 3-2 kind of situation. But well played by both teams. I absolutely love the fact that they bantered back and forth. And it just makes it more relaxed and just a lot of fun. In my opinion, that is. And those are the matches for tonight. So I'm just gonna be waiting a little bit to see what happens in the other matches. I don't think anyone will be done yet, mainly because of the fact... Look, now we have 0 points everywhere. Mainly because of that last match was so epic fast. So yeah, we just saw this. So it was a really good night for R2K that way. We have Easy. Let's see how they are doing. That's currently 1-1. Then we have Legion First Team. That is currently 2-0 versus Loka. Then we have First. That is currently 2-0 for First. So that's good. That's fun. I like the way that it's still not set and anything can happen. In the first round, this is the top 4 that we have. And in the second round, anything can go, basically. So And after that, for the top 4 teams will continue onwards. So it's gonna be awesome, because even if you have a bad day at this stage, you can still make it. And you only need to be in the top 4 in order to go through. So if you want to get banners, you need to get Twister coins. You get those by either watching these streams through the portal, not through YouTube. And then you can buy Twister containers, well, crates. And from the crates you get stuff, including the banners. So when you get to buy the crates, you have to choose the clan that you're gonna support. So that's basically how that works. And you're just gonna... I'm not gonna be playing, because I'm not gonna do that to you anymore. But I am gonna wait a little bit to see how the... Hello, Honor. To see how the other matches have gone. Because I want to see the updated chart. And it always takes a long time for the chart to actually update. But we're gonna see eventually. It's still 1-1. I still think we have a bit of time there. So next up, I'm gonna be streaming on Thursday. And then we're gonna see R2K versus Raid and R2K versus Legion 2. So those are going to be definitely interesting matches to see, and it's going to be fun. Those streams that stream will happen at 8 PM as usual, and again, if you watch through the portal, you get coins at the end of the stream. And yeah, basically now we're just waiting, and then we just have after today we only have 3 more days to go before we get to the final stage. So that's gonna be cool. Because then you get a double elimination, so that works quite differently. But that's gonna be wicked. And honestly, I love these tournaments. They're just so much fun. I love the competitive gameplay. I love seeing the tactics. I love seeing the beautiful coordination, the focus fire and all of that. And to be fair, that is why I chose to follow R2K, because that's something I really admire in their team. And I know that with them, I will never ever have boring gameplay. And that's some of the things that if you choose not to follow anything and get randomly assigned to games, you never know what you're going to end up with. And even though the level of gameplay is very high, personally I really enjoy the way that R2K plays these games. So for me it makes sense to ask Wargaming if I could follow them. And I'm just happy they agreed. So, okay, we're gonna see... Oh, first one. Let me see. 3-0 for first versus Raid. So that's... I wouldn't say surprised, because everyone is good at this stage, but... That's... R2K did so well last round that is tricky. It's 1-1 for Legion. Easy still. We have Legion big game. Well, Legion first versus Loka, I believe it was... That is 3-0 now for Legion. So Legion has a point, First has a point, and R2K has a point. And now we're just really waiting for Legion 2. And easy. But that can go on for quite a while, so you're gonna be stuck with me a little while longer. And I'm gonna try and find things to talk about that are to do with the tournament. So far we had the whole first round of the round robins. And I actually don't know how Wargaming is gonna do this. If they're gonna add the points together, or if they're gonna look at the top 4 of this stage. And then the top 4 of this stage. But it would actually make sense for them to add the points together. But at the same time, Sense and Wargaming don't always get along. So they might just be doing the opposite of what we expect them to do in the end. Again, for those watching, I'll just repeat it. This is a press account. I wish it was my live account with all the tanks and all the golden credits and everything. But it's not. It's a press account. So it's loaded up with everything. so that I can test everything and all the tanks and all of it. So let's go back to the chart. Let's see if we know yet. We're just waiting for Legion 2 versus Easy, and that's 2-1 for Legion 2. So we're gonna see what happens. They gotta be chuffed that they beat Legion 1 there. They're both very strong teams, but one is the main team and has always been considered the main team. So for the second team to beat the main team, that's always something big. But it goes to show how competitive both teams are and how strong both teams are, so I quite like that, to be honest. So now we're just waiting for 1, maybe 2 more games, which can take quite a long time depending on how they go. And in the meantime you get to see my Haven again. Honestly, don't know really what else to show you because there's not much else to see. But I just want to finish the night with the proper chart. And this is still not showing the game at the point for Legion 1. I'm just gonna check again. This is one of those things that time seems to go very slowly when you're waiting for something. But in the meantime, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream well, not so far. Basically that you guys enjoyed the stream, that I enjoyed the gameplay, that you enjoyed my commentary. And again, I have a Discord server, it's in the description of the YouTube video. Feel free to join and feel free to give me any feedback that you have, because I'm still trying to get better at this. Don't bother giving me feedback on playing on PC. I know I absolutely suck at it, and that's not going to change anytime soon because PC and me just don't get along. So yeah, that's basically it. I don't have much else to say, to be honest. I mean, I'm a woman, I can chatter about anything at any length of time. But at some point that's gonna get boring. Legion still didn't get their point. And I'm just gonna see. This is what happens when R2K beats people too fast and you get like a 2-minute match. The waiting becomes ever longer. At the same time, matches started at 8 and now it's 26, so technically speaking the 4th match should be done now, or at the max in 1 minute. And I just keep loading in and out of the menu because I wanted to refresh, and I'm not sure if it refreshes if I'm there. There's some special typing going on there in the chat that you can't see. I'm gonna try and fix the chat later. I don't know why it didn't work. But at the same time, you do have the live chat on YouTube, so I don't think people are actually missing it. This is the wrong Legion. I need this Legion. 2-1 still. Did the series just say, let's go steaming with me? Okay. That's not weird. The things I could tell you that I've heard of seen being a woman in this game. You wouldn't believe, you wouldn't want to believe, to be honest. I've had my photo photoshopped, I've had my photo drawn on. I've had people declare their everlasting love to me, and yes, I could absolutely trust them because they were legit. I've had marriage proposals. This is all based on purely the fact that I played this game and that I'm a woman. That's it. It's amazing. People are weird. But at the same time, people are generally more polite around me, which really helps. Because I like polite people. Oh look, Legion got that point. Let's see. But yeah, people are more polite around me. They don't cuss as much. They mind their manners more. And that just makes it a lot of fun for me, to be honest. Because all the toxicity in the game, I don't like it. I'm pretty sure you guys don't either. Whether you're a guy or a girl, being cussed at is not nice. So I'm just gonna load into the menu again. This is something that I'm gonna be repeating a lot, I feel, over the next couple of days. Oh, 2-2. This is exciting. Look at this. This can go either way, but it does mean that you might have another 7-minute wait. But yeah, overall being a woman in this game really isn't all that bad. And for every not so nice man, I'm gonna say that politely, there's about 10 people that are absolutely amazing and so nice. So for me, I don't mind. I think I get more hate on driving in sniper mode so much than I do on being a woman, to be honest. And that makes sense, because it's a weird way to drive, but for me it really works. At least not on PC, because on PC no amount of driving in any way actually works. Yes. Oh, that's actually a funny thing Dan mentioned. He says, press account has everything except max crew skills. And I could technically... When I first became a CC, we would get a new press account every month. And the old one would get deleted, and we'd get a new one, and that would be maxed out. And at some point, Wargaming was like, okay, we're not going to do that anymore. We're just going to make it easier. You're just going to keep your press account. And that meant that instead of just a few days, for the few days after an update, we had the press account indefinitely for any period of time that we wanted. And you could log in and do stuff. We just had to wait for Wargaming to officially hand out the tanks to these accounts. But the problem is that as crew skills grew, this didn't grow with it. And the only way to fix that is to actually get a new press account. And because this one is set exactly as I wanted to, with the loadout that I want to on the tanks that I've driven, with the ample amount of premium time, the nice amount of gold credits and free XP that I have, I decided that I'd rather not have the full crew skills, because this is not my main account anyway. My main account, on the other hand, has all the crew skills. And that's actually, for me, funny to compare. So let's see if we know yet who won. Dun 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 dun. Still 2-2. So we're just gonna wait a little bit longer. We have a few minutes left to go before the match has to have ended. Because time-wise, that should be in maybe 2-3 minutes, 4 minutes maybe. But it's just exciting. I want to finish it properly and end the stream when we actually know what the current score is. I'm not gonna sing a song. I'm not doing that on official streams. I only do that on my own personal streams that happen randomly. And yeah. I can't get over this little saber-toothed tiger face on the side of the haven. Saber-tooth, I'm a bit of a nerd, and I like Marvel and all of that. And Saber-tooth is one of my favorite villains. So saber-toothed tigers are fun to begin with. So for me to see that on the tank just makes it a lot more fun. Never seen the Valkyrie Chronicles, by the way. Or the Girls on Panzer thingies. Not my cup of tea. Let's see, do we know yet? Do we know yet? Dun 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 dun. Come on, don't leave me hanging. Ah, still 2-2. So after we know the score, I'm gonna finish the stream. And like I said, on Thursday, I'm gonna be back. And then we're gonna be watching R2K versus Raid and R2K versus Legion 2. So that's definitely gonna be very interesting matches. Stream's gonna end in not too much longer, guys, I promise. I'm just waiting for the result of the final matches, because I want a nice scoreboard. And again, no idea how Wargaming is going to do it, if they're going to add the points together or if they're going to look at the top 4 of both and see who is in the top 4. So this is almost over. And so far I really like what we've seen of all the teams, the different kind of tactics, the different kind of attitudes that we've seen. The banter between Res and R2K was both here today and last week, which just makes it so much fun. It's nice to not see it be completely serious and just too much that way. The fact that they can actually enjoy doing it. I mean, of course you should enjoy doing it, it's a game, but you know what I mean. Competitive gameplay is different, and when you're in a battle like that, generally you're not necessarily stressed out, but you're on high alert, so to speak. And you have to think as a team, work as a team, listen to the commander and all of that. And that's not easy. So for them to be able to do banter all through that, it's just lovely. And all the banner thing, I enjoy that a lot as well. The fact that the honor supports Raz. I'm sorry, I'm not really interacting with the chat all that much because everything that I say is arriving in the chat 5 minutes later. So it would be quite useless for me to do that. And I wish the final game was over. I want to know how it ends. And apparently I have to go play Minecraft with R2K, so yeah. Come on, come on, come on. Loading. Always like this background with the blue and the red on the corners. Still 2-2. Don't honestly like this garage though. They could do way better than this. I dislike that when you have premium time you can't actually choose which garage you want. You have to have the fancy, very big open garage. With all the thingies. So I'm gonna load in again and I'm gonna see if it works. I want the result, guys. 3-2 for easy. Wow, nicely done. This is exactly what I mean. This is just lovely. It's like open, everybody wins and everybody gets points. So that's awesome. So now we have the current group standing. On the first is Legion 2 with 6 points, Legion 1, Raid and R2K all with 5 points. Then you have Easy, Loka and First all with 2 points and Res with 1 point. And on tonight's, the second matches, we started the next round robin. And then we have Legion 1, First, R2K and Easy all with 1 point. And Legion 2, Loka, Raid and Rest yet to earn any points on round 2. And as I said, on Thursday we're going to continue and then we're going to watch R2K play against Raid and play against Legion 2. So that's going to be fun as well. So I want to thank you all for watching and I hope you guys enjoyed it all. Again, if you have any feedback for me or just want to hang out on my Discord, you're more than welcome. The link is in the description on YouTube. And I'll be seeing you guys on Thursday. Goodbye.